Morning children, welcome to today's class. So in the last class, you know that we have completed the third lesson, bones, muscles and movement. I said I'm going to do the textbook exercises, is it not? Yes. So before going to the textbook exercise, I'll just revise what you all studied in that lesson. So bones, muscles and skeleton, it is related to the bones and the muscles. So without bones and muscles, our body would be shapeless. Our body would not have got any support. So they play a vital role in our body. Okay. Yes. So in that skeleton, you studied the three parts: skull, the backbone or the vertebral column or the spine, and then the rib cage, last the limbs. And the place where two bones meet, you studied the joints. And in our body, depending upon the place where it is, there are two kinds of joints. So first is immovable joint, second is movable joint. So immovable joint, it is found only in the skull, and movable joints, again depending upon place where it is, how it works, it is classified into four types. So first was the hinge joint, next ball and socket joint, next gliding joint and pivot joint. After that, you studied about the muscles. So these muscles are the fibrous structures made up of proteins which work along with the bones and help our body parts to move. Again, depending upon the work it does, there are three types: voluntary muscles or skeletal muscles, which are under our control. They listen to what we say. And involuntary muscles or smooth muscles, they work automatically, involuntarily. They don't listen to our instructions. They don't wait for our instructions. And last one was the cardiac muscles or the heart muscles. So that also, it is a kind of involuntary muscle only, but the structure resembles the voluntary muscles. Okay. And this also, it works day and night without stopping or without getting tired. So all these points you studied in the third lesson. Okay. Yes. Now we'll move to the textbook exercise. So in page number 24, so you have the page number here. Okay. Page number 24, right or wrong? Page number 24. 24. It is right or wrong. Tick for the correct and wrong for the incorrect statement. So if the statement is true, you have to put tick, and if it is wrong, if it is false, you have to put wrong. Okay. Are you ready? So at the end, they have given the box, but you cannot write there. So I would rather say write it this side only. Okay. Or if you are able to write it in the blue box given there, you can write there. Okay. Yes. First, the skeletal system gives shape to our body. What is that? It is true. So, first one or A, put tick mark. So, because the skeletal bones are there in our body is getting a proper shape. Next, the rib cage protects our spinal cord. So, where is the rib cage? It is in the chest. And where is the spinal cord? At the back. So, that spinal cord is protected by the backbone or the vertebral column. Okay. So the rib cage, that is going to protect the heart and the lungs. So second is wrong. Next, blood cells are made in our lungs. So what is it? It is wrong. So blood cells are made in the bone marrow, which is present in the bones, inner of the bones. Inner walls of the bones. Next, femur is the longest bone in our body. So where it is present? It is present in the leg, in the thigh, upper part of the leg. Thigh. It is also called as thigh bone, or the name is femur. Next, the human skull is made up of 18 bones. So in the skull, how many bones are there? I said it consists of 22 bones. Here they have given us 18 bones, so it is wrong. Finished, children? Okay. Again, I'll repeat. The skeletal system gives shape to our body. True. The rib cage protects our spinal cord. Wrong. Then blood cells are made in our lungs. Wrong. Then femur is the longest bone in our body. Yes, true. Next, the human skull is made up of 18 bones. Wrong. It is made up of 22 bones. Over? Yes. Now we'll move to the next page. Page 26. Page number 26. Page number 26. Again, same thing, right or wrong? Right or wrong you have? Yes. So tick for the correct and wrong, cross for the incorrect statements. First one, you have to the right side, you have the blue box there. There you can put tick or wrong, okay? Yes. Bones are fastened to each other with ligaments. That means bones are joined to each other with ligaments. So it is true. Put tick. It is true. Next. Voluntary muscles are also called smooth muscles. No, voluntary muscles are called as skeletal muscles. So it is wrong. Wrong. Next. The heart is a voluntary muscle. So voluntary muscle means it should work on its own. It should move whenever we want. It listens to our instructions. But heart, will it listen? No, no. So that is also wrong. It is involuntary. Next, D. Biceps are the muscles of the arms. So I said in the arms, two sets of muscles work together, which helps to give the movement. So one is called as bicep, the other one is tricep. So if one work, the other take rest. Then other work, the first one will take rest. So that it works in turns, contraction and relaxation basis. So it is true. Next, E. Regular exercise can harm our muscles. So if we do exercise, if we move our hands, legs, walk, run, skip, jog, so will it be beneficial for our muscles or will it harm our muscles? So it is good for our muscles only. Muscles get power, it gets strength from exercise. So it is wrong. Got it? Again I'll repeat. Bones are fastened to each other with ligaments. It is true. Then voluntary muscles are also called as smooth muscles. Wrong. The heart is a voluntary muscle. Wrong. Biceps are muscles of our arm. True. Next. Regular exercise can harm our muscles. False. Okay. Yes. Next, coming to the textbook exercise. Page 27. Shall I erase this? Or I'll give mass the following, then I'm going to erase it, okay? So, A main, that is page 27. Page number 27. Page number 27. Okay? Yes. I'll say the answers, afterwards I'll give you the numbers, okay? First one was ball band socket joint. Actually, it should be ball and socket joint. They have given us ball band socket joint. So you erase that A there. By mistake, they would have given. So they have given ball hyphen band socket joint. Okay. So strike off this with ball and socket joint. Okay. So how does it move? Allows circular motion. Allows circular movement. Allows circular movement. So there, for that answer, put 1. Okay, that is ball and socket joint. Next, pivot joint. Pivot joint. So what movement it allows? Allows rotatory movement. R-O-T-A-T-O-R-Y. Allows rotatory movement. For that, put Second. Next, C is gliding joint. So it is allows movement of bones over each other. Gliding. Next, D, hinge joint. Allows, that is in one direction, I said, movement of bones like the hinges of the door. Okay, allows movement of bones through 180 degree. Through 180 degrees. So you know that in the angles, suppose this is 1. So here 180 degrees, this straight. Is it not? So it allows in one direction. It cannot go the other way. So this hinge joint allows movement in one direction. Okay. So ball and socket joint allows circular movement. Second, pivot joint allows rotatory movement. Then gliding joint allows movement of bones over each other. Then fourth, hinge joint allows movement of bones through 180 degrees. This completes them as the following. Now we'll move to the next main. In the same page, you have B main, name the following. Same page, page 27, B main, name the following. Okay, yes. First one, you have to say what it is. The framework of the body. So what is the framework of the body? The bones give shape to our body. So what is that framework called? It is called as skeleton. S-K-E-L-E-T-O-N. Framework of the body, skeleton. S-K-E-L-E-T-O-N. Next, second, joints which cannot be moved, which you cannot move. So what joints are it is? It is immovable. I-M-M-O-V-A-B-L-E. Immovable joints. Many of you will make spelling mistake there. For movable, you write movable. You will split this and write. So in between, you don't have this E there. Movable it is. So M-O-V-A-B-L-E. Movable. That's all. Okay? It is not movable. Third, the substance inside long bones. So outer side of the bone is very hard, but inner side it is soft because of this spongy substance. So what is that spongy substance called? Bone marrow. B-O-N-E. Bone. M-A-R-R-O-W. Marrow. Bone marrow. Next. Bones of the backbone. They have given it as plural there, bones of the backbone. So each bone is called vertebrae, and in the plural it is called vertebrae. Each is called vertebra. Together, plural it is vertebrae. V-E-R-T-E-B-R-A-E. Next. The skull protects this organ. So what is present inside the skull? Brain. Brain. Next. The thigh bone is called. So the other name for the thigh bone, which is the longest bone in our body. What is it called? Femur. F-E-M-U-R. Femur. Next, cardiac muscles are present here. So where can you find the cardiac muscles? It is in the heart. H-E-A-R-T. Heart. Next, eighth. The tough tissues which join muscles to bones. Bones to bones is ligaments. Muscles to bone is tendons. T-E-N-D-O-N-S. Tendons. Finish. Again, I'll repeat. The framework of the body, skeleton, joints which cannot be moved, immovable joints, the substance inside long bones, bone marrow, and bones of the backbone, vertebrae. The skull protects this organ, brain, and the thigh bone is called femur. Cardiac muscles are present here, heart. The tough tissues which join muscles to bones, tendons. Over? Yes. We'll move to the next page. Choose the correct answer. C main. It is page 28. Page number 28. C main. Choose the correct answer. Yes. So, page number 28. C main it is. Choose the correct answer. Okay. Yes. The number of vertebrae in the backbone is, so how many small bones together form the vertebral column? There are 33, is it not? So option A is 23, option B 27, option C 33, option D 43. So it is, this is the C main. First one, it is option C, 33. So in the box, put tick. Completed? Yes. Next, the bones of the body are filled with a substance called, so inner side of the body, inner side of the bone, inner part of the bone, there is soft spongy substance. What it is called? Option A, marrow, option B, muscle, option C, tissue, option D, serum. So what it is? It is option A, marrow, bone marrow. Next, third, hinge joint is present in the, so where can you find hinge joint? A, shoulder, B, neck, C, knee, and D, vertebrae. So it is C, knee. Next, fourth, the last two pairs of ribs in the rib cage are called. So in the rib cage, there are 12 pairs of ribs which are connected to the backbone at the back and to the breastbone called sternum in the front. In that, the first 10 pairs to the backbone also it is connected, and in the front it is connected to the breastbone sternum also. But the 11th and the 12th pair are left free. Only it is connected to the backbone. In the front, it is not connected to the breastbone or the sternum. So that is why, since it is not connected, that is why those ribs, what are they called? They are called as floating ribs. Okay. So here options given are A, sleeping ribs, B, flying ribs, C, swimming ribs, D, floating ribs. So what is the answer? It is D, floating ribs. Floating ribs. Okay. Yes. Next main now. Bones come together at different points. These different points are known as joints. At joints, bones meet up end to end. Now point to a joint that you twist or bend. So here they have given the skeleton picture, and you have to, you have these 4 different joints in the body. Hinge joint, they have given as H, and ball and socket joint B, and gliding joint G, pivot joint P. Fill in the circles in this friendly skeleton with H, B, G or P with the type of joint it is. So if it is hinge joint, you have to write H. Ball and socket joint, write B. Gliding joint, write G. Pivot joint, write P. Okay? Yes. So I'm going to say you should write it, children. I can't draw this picture on the board. Okay. So this here, that is in the shoulder part. So what it is, here you have two bones. The shoulder, one is in the form of ball, the other one in the socket shape. So one bone will get fixed in the other one. So this side it is ball and socket joint. So here to the right top corner. Okay, so write B, that is ball and socket joint. Okay, below that, so they have given in the elbow here. So it moves in one direction. It works like the hinges of the door. So that is why it is hinge joint, H. Okay, so below this, in the hip part. So again in the shoulder or in the hip, you have the same ball and socket joint. Down here, you should write B. Here, ball and socket joint, B. Clear, children? The right side now. First here, this hip part, it is ball and socket joint. Sorry, shoulder part, it is ball and socket joint. Then hip, not hip, here. The elbows, it is the hinge joint. And here below, ball and socket joint. Okay? Now coming to the left part, I'll erase this. Okay? I'll write it this side. I write it this side now. Okay. Next one given here. This one, skull, below the skull, and it is connected to the first two bones of the vertebral column. So it is pivot joint. So left side on the top, it is P, pivot joint. Here, this part. Okay. Yes. Coming to the knees here, below that. Again, elbows, knees, it has hinge joint. So write H. Next, in the wrist here. So one bone will slide on the other, glides on the other. So it is gliding joint. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it clear, children? This one, did you label it correctly? Okay. Yes. Now next, this completes the exercises of this. Okay. Yes. Now I think we'll move to the next lesson now. Today, just I'm going to give a brief description of what is the next lesson I'm going to teach. In the next class, I'm going to start the lesson. Okay. Yes. Now, do you remember in this lesson, you studied about the bones, muscles, and movements. This lesson was regarding the bones, muscles, and movements. So, what was that system called? Regarding the bones, it is called as skeletal system, and regarding muscles, it was the muscular system. You learned about the skeletal system and the muscular system. Before I started the third lesson, I said there are different systems in our body which work together and helps us to carry out the daily activities. Do you remember? Yes. So in that, I said you the main respiratory system, skeletal system, muscular system, nervous system, digestive system, circulatory system. Is it not? I think you all remember the functions of the respective systems also. Yes. Now, today in the next lesson, we are going to study about the next system. So, in the previous class, you had studied about the bones and the muscles, how important the bones and muscles are for our body. So, without the bones and muscles, our body would be shapeless, just like a lump of mud it would not have got any support. We were not able to stand. So you studied so many important things about the skeletal system and what are the parts of the skeletal system, how it works, all those things. So today we'll move to the next important system of our body. Okay. So before telling what system is that, just I want to give a brief explanation about that. Okay. So in the environment, what is happening in the environment? we are coming to know the changes in the environment or what is happening in the environment through some of our organs. Okay, now what is happening? Just by seeing only you will come to know what is happening. So seeing, by seeing. So what helps? Which organ helps in seeing? Eyes. By seeing, we'll come to know what is happening. And then by hearing the sound, either it might be the sounds of animals, sounds of birds, sounds of vehicles, or your parents speaking, or the teacher speaking. You are able to listen to the lesson in the online class, or different various sounds you are able to hear. So just by hearing, you will come to know what is happening in the environment. So your ears will help in that. Okay, and then some you'll come to know by feeling. Now, suppose if there is any weather change, if it is very hot, so how will your body come to know? You sweat a lot. So the temperature is more, you sweat a lot. So by that you will come to know that there is hot. Or suppose if you touch any hot object, hot water or hot milk, so immediately you pull your hand back. So your skin will feel that hotness. So same thing, the coldness also. If there is a chill outside, if the temperature is low, then your body will shiver. So you will come to know. You feel chill, you will come to know. Or suppose you touch anything in the refrigerator, you feel cold there. So through that feeling, by feeling, you will come to know whether any object is hot or cold. So that is taken care by the skin. That is taken care by the skin. So apart from this, not only by this, so you'll suppose whatever you eat, you'll come to know the taste of the food. Okay, so you will judge the taste, how it is, whether it is spicy, whether it is sweet, whether it is bitter, whether it is sour, by eating it. So what helps? It is the tongue. Okay, then suppose you say some dirty smell is coming, or from foul smell is coming. If it is from the garbage, foul smell is coming. Or if you are smelling some fruits or the flowers, so you say that we are getting pleasant smell. Is it not? You'll by that smell you will come to know what it is. So you say whether the smell is good, foul, bad, like that. Okay. So by smelling. So which organ will help? It is the nose. It is the nose. So through these organs, by seeing, by hearing, by feeling, by tasting, and by smelling, we'll come to know what is happening in the environment, what is undergoing in the environment. Okay. So these organs, that is why these organs are called as sense organs. These organs are called as sense organs. Okay, so you can say these sense organs as windows to the environment. So suppose if you open the window of your house, you will come to know what is going on outside. Is it not? Like that, if we open our sense organs, if we open our eyes, we see what is happening and what sound we are. If we open the ears, we get what sound we are getting. We will differentiate between the sounds there. So this is from the animal, this is the car sound, this is the sound of a teacher or a friend talking. So we'll differentiate between the sounds. So these sense organs are called as windows to the environment. So we'll come to know what changes or what is happening in the environment through these organs. That is why they are called as sense organs. Okay. So if these sense organs were not there, then we'll not know what is happening in the environment. Or have you ever thought, now suppose I say when you open your eyes, you'll come to know what is seeing. Now I'm going to show this chalk face. So I'll ask what is this? Immediately you say it is a chalk face. Or I say I have written some word here. I say what is this? You will read EYES eyes. Now, have you ever thought, now how we are able to read that? How we can see that that is E, that is Y, that is E, that is S? How? Or now suppose I am talking. Now how your ears will hear that what I am talking? Have you ever thought how it is possible? Or suppose you are feeling something, touching something, and you are saying that it is hot or cold. So how your skin will come to know it is hot or cold, and immediately you will withdraw your hand from that. Have you ever thought how these things are possible, or what system in our body helps us to do all these things? Have you ever thought? No. So this system is taken care by nervous system. Okay. So nervous system. So all these things are taken care by nervous system. So by this, you would have understood why this nervous system or how this nervous system is important for us. So as I said, without all these things, our activities would not be done only without seeing, without hearing, or without smelling, without tasting, without smelling. So our activities would not carry only. So all these things are taken care by the nervous system. Okay. So without this nervous system, even like how the skeletal system or muscular system are important. So without this also, the functioning of our body was also not carried out. So this is a complex of all the body systems. Okay, so if this was not there, this is the important, like other systems are also important. So each one has its own functions. Okay, so what is the use of this nervous system is? Now, as I said, your skin will feel whether it is hot or cold. Okay, so how will it come to know? Now, suppose if there is any weather change in the environment, if there is any change of the weather in the environment, your skin will come to know that it is cold, is it not? So that is the changes happening in the environment, and how your body will act to that, how your body will respond to that. Your body will shiver. Okay, so that is taken care by the nervous system. It not only tells us the changes in the environment, it also responds to the changes in the environment. So you can say that it controls and coordinates the activities. So this nervous system, what it functions is, it controls and coordinates. It controls and coordinates the activities of the nervous system of our body. Okay, so this nervous system. So as I said, it is not only telling us the change, but our body is going to respond to that change. Now suppose if it is hot, very much hot, so you, as I said, you sweat. So how you are going to respond to that? So you switch on the fan. So your body will respond to that. So all this, how will we come to know? Oh, I'm feeling hot, I should on the fan. Or I'm feeling cold, so I should wear the sweater. So all this is taken care by the nervous system. Okay? Yes. So that is the next lesson, the nervous system. Okay. So in the next class, we'll study in detail what this nervous system is, or what are the parts of the nervous system, and how it is helpful for our body. Okay, children? Yes. Okay. Now, today's assignment. Okay. So in the last class, I had given 4 fill in the blanks, is it not? 5 fill in the blanks. So another 4 are there. You copy it today. This assignment. So this should be written 3 times. Last time also you wrote it 3 times only, is it not? So today also write it. Last time you wrote 5, I think. You can continue, no need to put the heading again. It is the same fill in the blanks only. So the rib cage. The rib cage protects the heart and the lungs. Heart and the lungs. In the last class only I had said I am not going to write the assignment on the board. I will say what are the numbers and ask you to write it. So today one more chance I will give. I am writing it from the next. By the next class you should have copied the worksheet. I am going to just give which main and question numbers. That's all. You should only write. So seventh one, the smallest muscle. The smallest muscle is stapedius. Stapedius, which is present in the middle ear. Which is present in the middle ear. Middle ear. Next, last eighth one. A pivot joint. Pivot joint is found between the skull and the first two vertebrae of the spine. It is not enough just to copy and write. So you should prepare for your FA2 test also. FA1 test got over. So next is FA2. You have to prepare for your FA2. Just see from the board, write 3 times, close it, give it for correction. It is not enough. So whatever homework we are giving, so every day or whatever homework it is given, you have to practice it. It will be easy for your FA2. Okay? Yes. So the rib cage protects the heart and the lungs. The smallest muscle is stapedius, which is present in the middle ear, and a pivot joint is found between the skull and the first two vertebrae of the spine. So these are the 3 fill in the blanks which you have to write it in your homework 3 times. Okay. So here I'll conclude today's class. So we'll meet in the next class and start with the nervous system, new chapter, nervous system. So again, I'm repeating for your FA2, you'll be having the word of microbes, second lesson, and the bones, muscles, and movement, the third lesson. Got it, children? So prepare for your test. Thank you, children.